Well, there was a soldier from Texas. Oh, good Lord, we have tainted our Lone Star State with a self-proclaimed Nazi. But he doesn't call himself a Nazi. He calls himself an anti-fascist, a communist, as if that's different. I guess technically it is. He's kind of weird, and you're about to see why.
John McIntyre was a foreign mercenary in Ukraine.
Down there, it's me and all the boys. Say what's up, y'all.
Earlier this month, he defected to Russia. He brought everything with him: papers, files, intelligence and maps. The thing is, he always meant to.
The first question is, why are you here? I mean...
Well, it's the reason I came to Ukraine in the first place. You know, I'm a communist, I'm an anti-fascist, and we have to fight fascism everywhere, you know. So when I came to Ukraine, I knew that I would try to get as much information as I could about, you know, anything that would be helpful and defect across lines. The problem is when I was in Kharkov, I was going to swim across.
So as he's speaking, he was given in the beginning a lot of good eye contact. You see some bravado, chins up, and then the defection talk comes in. He starts looking down. So the bravado's kind of gone with that.
God bless Ukraine, God bless America, but you, Russia.
You, Russia. It's Russian.
Russia. Can I step on this?
Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
It's Russia.
Russia. As time went on, you know, I had to become more nationalistic, more Nazistic, you know, doing...
Does that explain the videos where you were Putin and...
Yeah, of course. It's part of it to maintain my cover, because I got to become them. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be with them, I got to become them, you know, and doing the, you know, Hitler salute, stepping on Russian flags, everything.
Again with the bravado. He's giving really good eye contact, but he's throwing it. When you see his little hand coming out, he's throwing it. It's like, okay, that's not normal. That just goes with the bravado personality. And bravado doesn't mean truth teller. It's a confidence game. It's a con game. That's what bravado normally is associated with, the con. And it doesn't have to be, you know, some evil con. It could be anything. Just, you know, a guy sees a hot girl and he wants to ask her out. He's going to have some bravado. Convince her that he's the one. In this game that he's playing, it's bravado. Trying to convince that he had good intentions, Russia.
Oh, yeah. Carpatska Siege, baby. Slava Ukraina. Героям слава. Slava, slava, slava. Yeah. When I first came, I kind of expected they wouldn't be that big of a problem. Like, I kind of, you know, assumed that it was just like a... Yeah, I didn't think there was actually that many, but when I came, I was really surprised. It was everybody have, you know, tattoos and Nazi symbolism. Sometime later on my Facebook page, I had pictures of Che Guevara and the Soviet Union, and I got questioned for having communist views, and I had to think quick on my feet, you know, and I just told them, I said, hey, I'm an anti-fascist. I'm here to fight Russian imperialism and the Nazis and this and that. And they said, no, the Russians aren't the Nazis, we're the Nazis. And
who said this? Who said this?
It was just some guys from...
Oh, the Russians aren't the Nazis, we're the Nazis. And you see that laughter. It's a funny. So he's apparently really comfortable enough. I wouldn't say he's completely comfortable with the reporter, but he's comfortable enough to joke on this aspect of it. Now, I should preface some of this that some information has come out via Twitter. But basically, it states that this guy was a drunk. He was just constantly peeing in people's stuff. It was very odd. It honestly reminded me of the Trump pee-pee story, with the oddity of he had enough energy and apparently enough in his tank to go run around pissing in everybody's trunks. It's like, good Lord. I mean, when I was young, I could hold a lot of urine, but I don't think I could get through, you know, a couple of trunks. That would be about it. And in doing that, he made his commanders mad, and they were very angry with him. So who knows what the real story is? And we're going to sit there and look at this to see if there's any kind of truth in anything that he says.
Croatia or Czech. I can't remember what they were. But
These are foreigners as well?
Foreigners, yeah, foreigners.
The proliferation and dominance of Nazi ideology, from swastikas to SS emblems, is well documented and studiously ignored by Western states and media.
And we're supporting these guys, and these are supposed to be our ally, and we want to put them in NATO with us, and they can't even follow Geneva Convention, and they're supposed to be our friends. You know, like, this would never fly in America. The United States would never stand for this. Our whole country is literally burning in front of our eyes, and we're spending $500 million for these Nazis, billions of dollars for a Nazi government. You know, so that's infuriates me, and it's time for the American people to stand up and take control of our country.
Over the year, John spent most of his time in squads with foreign mercenaries. He watched and documented names, places, crimes, and much more.
The Russian position is 3 kilometers. But here, maybe in the night, one group come back in the position, they kill these pigs directly.
Tell me this, what about war crimes?
Where to start, you know? My second day in Ukraine, we were in Lvov, and we were in like a school, but we were in like the basement, and what they did is they had...
So he starts talking about like we were in like this school, and right before that he does this really hard swallow, and he's going rather stiff. He's moving. You see the arm moving, which is kind of jerking the body, but he himself is not loose. His neck is really tight with the shoulder and spine movement. It's like, okay, so this particular subject makes him nervous, and I'm assuming by the fact that we hear the word "we" is because he probably was taking part in this wholeheartedly.
A group of people, Roma, but they call them Gypsy, you know. And what they did is they take the refugees and put them above us and the soldiers below. That way, if they bombed a school, they'd say, look, they bombed a school full of refugees. And this is a common practice in Donetsk, Kharkov. We occupy civilian houses next to houses that people are still living in. That way, if they bomb and kill civilians, they bring in the news crew and they say, look, this house, they blew up and they killed these civilians, but what the camera doesn't show you is to the left and to the right is a house is filled with military.
And you see a little bit of smile every time he takes a breath in this. It's like one little short smile. Yeah, it was real smart. We put civilians in front of us so that they would die.
Oh, yeah! Yeah!
John came prepared. For years, he served in the U.S. military.
First Armored Division. It was hot out there. It was at Fort Bliss, Texas.
How long were you in the military for?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Good
2 years and a
or-
month. Huh?
Good years or
No, not really. Not really. A lot of drinking, you know.
in the army?
Oh yeah, of course. Normal, standard practice, of course.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
On base?
Yeah. Cocaine, everything, weed, anything you want, you know. Prostitutes, hookers, you know, everything.
On base?
Yeah, they arrested one guy. He was a cavalry scout, and he, in his barracks room, he had like bricks of cocaine. You know, he was like
A dealer.
yeah, he was like the distributor for the whole base.
But all that training in Texas, it didn't prepare him for this.
Okay, I'm going to interject on this one because I can already hear it. Oh my God, that doesn't happen. Okay, yes, it does. And if you're honest with yourselves, every one of you will remember the articles that came out of the gang problem that they had. And if you're honest with yourselves, you remember that there are a couple of bases with an extremely high murder rate that they think a serial killer lives there. So let's not fool ourselves.
God, that was close.
We're northwest of Severodonetsk. We are getting nailed, dude. We are getting nailed bad. We just had a massive casualty event. Just in the last 30 minutes, I've had like 10 close calls today. Today, dude, like we are getting nailed. It's too much for me, dude. This Donbass, dude. This war, man, in general, ain't no joke, dude. People are getting ate the up left and right, but I should have went to college.
So on that little video vlog that he did, I would say that he is accessing inappropriate parts of his brain, recalling the story. And he's definitely much looser in the sense of the tightness isn't about keeping from you. It's about staying safe. So the staying stiff is like that turtling motion of protecting oneself from the elements. In this case, it happens to be bullets and bombs, rather than protecting himself from showing you his con. So con not there, but stress of being bombed is.
Down here in the Donbass, it's been cold, wet. It's been hell, bombs, but we're finally in the truck. Say what's up, boys? Yeah! Hey! Hey!
Would you say that most of the foreigners that you came in with have left?
Yeah, most of them. Mostly some because of they realized the reality of this war, and then some were injured, and then some were killed, you know. And it's really sad about the ones that are killed, because when they get killed, if they don't get sent home, they get cremated, then they get sent home, you know.
But this is what they chose.
Now, see, that was an odd little moment there, because they get killed and they get kind of cremated, and you see his body kind of twist, and he's looking away, he's looking down. I'd have to say that that is a fabrication. There's deception there. I don't even know why you would lie about it.
October 21st, we just got here. We're in Donetsk, somewhere in the Donbass. Yeah, in the Donbass, baby. And, my friend Aurelio.
Hi.
We're staying in this church for now. It's cold as heck, you know. We got some good food though. So I actually was watching a documentary the other day of them torturing. I can't remember. They was trying to get him to say some Ukrainian word, and he couldn't say it, so they kept torturing him and stuff like that, because it's funny to them, you know. It's a hatred, you know. They hate these people. They hate the Russian people. They want to kill them. They want to genocide them. They want to remove them from the land. And America doesn't mind giving them money for this, because they know that they can send in companies like Texaco, Chevron Mobil, Shell, and so on.
Well, I'll let him speak for a little bit on this whole documentary thing that he saw. And as you see, he's much more looser talking about the events and the stuff coming off this documentary. He's repeating it as if he has firsthand knowledge, but it's just a documentary that he saw, which gives us a really good baseline of what we've been seeing. And I tell you that he's just trying to repeat talking points that he knows this reporter wants to hear. And I actually quite like this reporter. I used to watch him quite a bit, and he seemed like a very even-handed when it came to just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. All in all, I would say Russia did not get our best. They got one of the Wokians who didn't like playing soldier. I wouldn't call that a real big loss for us.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
If you'd like to learn more about analysing body language, there is a video course available on Mandy's website for gold subscribers.